Years ago, I created the Up Your Telesales Communication Trilogy. That's when I started saying effective communication, it's your responsibility. I don't think anyone takes that as seriously as I do. Although I define a conversation as an exchange of ideas between people, the responsibility for the parts of the conversation are on you. A salesperson in a conversation with a prospect or a customer, as a sales leader in conversations with salespeople, your peers, okay, everybody you work with. If we list out the parts of a business conversation, it might sound like this. 1, grab their attention. 2, express to the other person, why are you even talking? 3, ask relevant questions. Listen, acknowledge you've heard them. Follow up with a question about their answer. Listen, acknowledge you've heard them. Share information, ask more questions. Listen and acknowledge you've heard them, and then gain agreement and set next steps. Yep, asking questions, listening, and acknowledging you've heard them repeats over and over again in a conversation. But before you can ask questions, no matter how relevant you think they are, there must be 2 things that happen. 1, you have to break the other person's preoccupation with whatever they're working on, grab their attention in a good way. Number 2, ensure that they know why you're even having this conversation, because that's the only way to make sure that the questions you're about to ask are not only relevant in your head, but they're also relevant to the other person. So what makes a good conversation? I'd say it's all about listening. When someone else leaves a conversation feeling truly heard, you've done a great job. The key is to listen with an intent to understand. Listen to what they're saying, what's missing. Listen without judgment. Listen without expectation of the final conversational outcome. Of course, to have the opportunity to listen, you're going to have to ask questions. And questioning is truly an art form. Sales managers, and sales leaders are required to become masterful at questioning. Mastery means your questions are relevant to the purpose you expressed at the beginning, insightful, and thought-provoking. That means you can't wing it. You have to craft questions that you're going to ask before you're in the conversation. Over time, you'll develop the ability to know how to turn someone's answer into your follow-up question. Knowing how to mix open-ended, short answer, and close-ended questions together for conversational fluency means that now you're a master at questioning. To be a master at communication, you have to then add in questions to gain agreement and the ability to choose whatever the logical next step is based on the way the conversation has gone. Remember, effective communication, it's your responsibility.